So last time, guys, we took the great one, Wayne Gretzky, and put him back on the Edmonton Oilers to play with Connor McDavid to see how good that team could actually become. And let's be honest, they kind of dropped the ball a little bit. I'm just saying, if Wayne Gretzky and Connor McDavid can't help that Oilers squad to a Stanley Cup, there's no hope for that team. So for today's video, we're going to take another NHL legend and put him back on a current NHL team. And per your guys' requests, we're doing number 66, Mario Lemieux, putting him back on the Pittsburgh Penguins to play with Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, and two-time Stanley Cup champion Phil Kessel. Hey guys, what is going on today? Bojo here, back again for another NHL 19 franchise mode test video, where today we are taking number 66 Super Mario Lemieux and putting him back on the Pittsburgh Penguins. So if you guys missed the previous video, like I said, where we took Wayne Gretzky and Connor McDavid both on the Edmonton Oilers, make sure to go down to the link in the description below. Make sure to go check that out, or you could click on the exclamation point at the top right hand part of your screen and check out the video there. So there he is, guys, Mario Lemieux, 6'4", 225, 96 overall. We took his exact stats that are in the game on the alumni team. And just to highlight a couple of his stats, his entire puck skills category is 99 overall, 99 offensive awareness and poise, 99 accuracy on his shots with 96 power to go along with it, 99 agility and 95 speed and acceleration. His physical category is only 4.5 stars, but still one heck of a player. Now we're going to do a couple of things different in this video that we didn't do with the Edmonton Oilers team. For this one, we're actually going to leave it on best line. So Mario Lemieux is going to be on the top line playing with Evgeny Malkin and Phil Kessel, while Sidney Crosby is going to take a backseat and play the second line along with Derek Brassard and Patrick Hornquist. Gensel's going to move down to the third with Hagelin and Sprong. And then Sheehan, Aston Reese, and Jimmy Hayes are going to line up on the fourth pair. Now, like I said, Pittsburgh's defense is definitely a little bit better than Edmonton, so I'm just going to show you guys that real quickly. Schultz and Letang, Mata and Dumoulin, Jack Johnson, and Jamie Alexiak are going to be rounding out the decor, while Matt Murray and Casey DeSmith are going to be in the net. So I'm opting to do the best line strategy because last time when we put Gretzky and McDavid and Draisaitl all on one line, it seemed like the point totals were a little bit skewed. Gretzky had a ton of goals, ton of assists, didn't get over 100 points, but McDavid definitely took a little bit of a backseat in the goals department. So I think by splitting up Lemieux and Crosby, I think we'll get a better roundabout of what their totals are going to be. As you guys can see on the power play, it's going to be absolutely stacked with Crosby, Lemieux, Malkin, and then Kessel, Hornquist, and Gensel on the second pair. So hopefully this team will be getting a lot of power play points. All right, so let's start our simulating, shall we? We're going to take it to the halfway point, 41 games in. We'll do a little stat update on the team and see how good Lemieux, Crosby, and all the rest of the Penguins are doing. All right, guys, so we have made it to the halfway point here with this Pittsburgh Penguins team, and I was getting a little bit worried because the team was hovering around 500, but once the month of December hit, this team definitely kicked it into high gear. They are currently at a record of 22, 13, and 6, which is good enough for second place in the Metropolitan Division with a total of 50 points, only 1 point back of the Washington Capitals with a game in hand on them. Evgeny Malkin is leading this squad with 49 points in 41 games played, so let's go take a look and see how the other guys on the forward core are doing. Alright, so as you guys can tell, Mario Lemieux is only the fourth best player on this team in regards to points. Only 39 points in 41 games played. Still, it's close enough to point per game, but 22 goals. He's leading the team in goals, which is nice, but I would expect Mario Lemieux with his stats that are set in this game with the alumni team to be a little bit better than that. Crosby is also close to a point per game as well. He has 40 points in 41 games played, only 9 goals for him. Phil Kessel is also above a point per game with 42 points in 42 games with 17 goals. So Malkin, Kessel, and Lemieux are definitely putting the puck in the back of the net, that's for sure. And they're all 4 of them are hovering around point per game. The rest of the team is kind of like in that middle-ish area. 28 points for Hornquist, 25 for Gensel, and then Letang is the next highest player on that team with 24 points as a defenseman. Also, you guys can see that Evgeny Malkin has a total of 19 power play points, while Mario Lemieux has 11 power play points, but 10 power play goals alone. So almost half of his goals have come on the power play, which is pretty insane. So let me know down below, guys, if you are surprised by those results or not. With the best lines, Malkin and Kessel are doing really, really well, and Lemieux and Crosby are kind of hovering around that point per game range player, but I thought Lemieux would have a lot more points than only 39 in 41 games played. It's still a really good amount of total points for the top 4 of those players, but still I wanted to definitely see a little bit more than that. So let's finish up this regular season here. Once again, Pittsburgh should be in place for a playoff run here, but like I said, we said that with the Edmonton Oilers last time, and they went basically in a complete free fall.
A few moments later.
So if I told you guys that the Pittsburgh Penguins went in an absolute free fall, would you guys believe me or not? Nah, I'm just kidding. They did not go into a free fall. The Penguins did end up making the playoffs, as you guys see down there. They finished with a record of 44, 28, and 10 for a total of 98 points, which was good enough for the third best in the Metro. The New York Rangers actually ended up passing us with 100 points. Washington got 103. Toronto actually won the President's Trophy, I think. No, they did not win the President's Trophy. They won top seed in the East with 107. St. Louis Blues won the President's Trophy with 109 total points. But as you guys can see from our team leaders and points, once again, very, very odd that no 100 points from any player on our team. Malkin was the top point getter with 83 points in 82 games played with 28 goals and 55 assists. So even though Evgeny Malkin was the only player on the Penguins above a point per game player, Mario Lemieux still had a fantastic season. He only had 78 points in 82 games, but he had 40 goals on the year. So he kind of did exactly what Gretzky did. If I remember correctly, did Gretzky have a 50 goal season? I think he had 50 goals. Phil Kessel also had 78 points. He didn't break 30 goals, which is unfortunate. Crosby only 64 points, though, in 82 games played as a second liner. So it'd be interesting to see how well Lemieux and Crosby would do on that top line if we paired Malkin, Lemieux, and Crosby all together. That would be interesting, but the rest of the center core of the Penguins would be a little bit suspect. But still, there's the rest of the point totals if you guys were interested in that. I'll also show you guys the total team stats really quickly as well. They ended up getting a 2.88 goals for per game average, goals against per game of 2.49. They ended up having a 22.8% power play, which seems pretty good, and an 81.9% penalty kill rating as well. And just in case you guys were curious as well, Edmonton did end up making the playoffs, 95 total points, 42, 29, and 11. All right, but hopefully we'll have a different story this time around with a legend on a current NHL team, as we are going to be starting the playoffs here. First round up against the New York Rangers. Ignore this game up here because that doesn't count. That was the last regular season game. It's just ironic that we're playing the Rangers first round of the playoffs. So let's go first 4 games and let's see. And as you guys can see, it's a very, very good start. They lost game number 1 2-1 in overtime, but they came storming back with 3 straight wins to take a 3-1 series lead. So they do have a chance to move out of the first round, and they do with a 4-3 win in overtime as they knock off the New York Rangers. So I guess Lemieux is greater than Gretzky? Can we make that assumption? All right, so we're moving on to round number 2, and it looks like we got the Detroit Red Wings here in the second round as well. So we're going to start this sim up as well. 2 wins to start off, another overtime loss, followed up by a 2-1 regulation loss. So the series is tied up 2 games apiece going back home, and they lose that one 4-3, unfortunately. So we are at a series clinching game right up here in game number 6. So it looks like we are going to have to try to force a game number 7, and I'm going to look to Super Mario, Crosby, Malkin, Kessel to hopefully get it done here in a game number 6. So let's do an in-game simulation, shall we? First period, 1-0 for Detroit, Justin Abdelkader. Second period, 2-2. They definitely tie it up. Gustav Nyquist made it pretty much 2-2. But Mario Lemieux and Sidney Crosby get 2 on Jimmy Howard in the second period to tie it up. So let's go to the third period here, shall we? Do ×8 simulation. Are the Penguins going to hold it off? Are they going to clutch it out here in the third period? A power play goal, hope more than likely there for Phil Kessel to make it a 3-2 game. And as long as the Penguins hold off Detroit's offense here, it looks like we're going to be going to a game 7. Power play for the Red Wings. They do kill it off. And we got ourselves a game 7 as the Penguins win 3-2 over Detroit. Game 7 Pittsburgh versus Detroit, you know, good old Stanley Cup Finals rematches galore. First period between these two teams is going to be 0-0. Second period also 0-0, so the goaltenders standing on their heads, it seems, as we go to the third period. Come on, Super Mario, I know you got one goal in you there. Come on, Crosby, Malkin, Kessel, that firepower up front. I know you got it in you guys to score at least one goal here. And there it is. Thank you, fourth liner. Cue a fourth liner. I bet that's who you expected to score a goal there. Jimmy Hayes is Mr. Game 7, but Mario Lemieux puts that puck in the back of the net in the empty netter, and the Penguins walk away with a Game 7 victory, 2-0 over the Detroit Red Wings, to move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. 14 points in 12 games played for Mario Lemieux, 9 total goals. So after a grueling series with the Detroit Red Wings, the Penguins are met against the Toronto Maple Leafs here in the Eastern Conference Finals. So let's get going once again. First 4 games. 4-3 overtime win, 3-2 overtime win. So back-to-back OT wins for the Penguins, 3-0 loss, and then an 8-1 shellacking in game number 4. Game number 5, they lose 5-4 in overtime. And once again, it looks like this team is going to have to fight back to force a Game 7. As we go to game number 6 here in Pittsburgh, Mario Lemieux is carrying this team on his back. 18 points in 17 games played, 11 goals in 17 games. This guy is literally trying to carry the Penguins to a Stanley Cup again, and we're going to see if he'll be able to do so in a game number 6 up against the Maple Leafs. First period, 0-0. Second period, 1-0. Connor Brown puts the Maple Leafs up on top by 1, and we are going to go to the third period here. 5-on-4 power play for the Maple Leafs, and they do connect. Johnny T, the newest Toronto Maple Leaf, hold on. Another fourth liner, Zach Aston Reese, makes it 2-1. Patrick Hornquist ties it up 2-2, but then Johnny D silences that real quick, but Mario Lemieux answers back. What a game number 6 we are seeing right now. 3-3 tie in the third period, back and forth action. Pittsburgh puts up 3. John Tavares is trying to carry that Maple Leafs team on his own to a Stanley Cup, and we are going to overtime here in game number 6. Who's going to be that overtime hero? It's Willie Nylander. Wow, dude, that third period was pretty crazy. 5 total goals were scored there in the third. And Mario Lemieux, Super Mario, gave it his best, but it was not enough. 19 points in 18 games for Mario Lemieux. Absolutely insane. Just taking a look at it real quickly. Yeah, Mario Lemieux had 19 points. Phil Kessel had 18 points. Malkin had 17. Letang had 13. Where the hell is Sidney Crosby? 7 points in 18 games played. Yeah, relegating him to the second line really just absolutely killed all momentum Sidney Crosby had. He definitely needs a guy like Malkin or Kessel to help him out get points. He did not have a very good year at all. Alright, so the playoffs have concluded, guys, and as you can see, the St. Louis Blues actually ended up beating the Toronto Maple Leafs in the Stanley Cup Finals. So the St. Louis Blues are your Stanley Cup champions here in this simulation. So let's go take a quick look at the playoff tree really quick, just so you guys can see exactly what happened. There you go. St. Louis versus Toronto. So it was St. Louis versus San Jose, and obviously Toronto versus Pittsburgh there in the finals. St. Louis won that series in 5 games. St. Louis only went to a maximum game. They only played 5 games every single series, so St. Louis kind of ran their way through. Alright, so we'll take a look at the awards really quickly to end off this video. Obviously, St. Louis won the Stanley Cup, and they were the President's Trophy winners as well, so they cleaned away with the trophies, obviously. Clarence S. Campbell goes to them. Prince of Wales obviously goes to the Maple Leafs, so they walked away with the Stanley Cup, President's Trophy, and Clarence S. Campbell Trophy all in 1 year, so pretty good year for the Blues. Art Ross went to Alexander Ovechkin. Hart Moore went to Ovi. James Norris went to John Carlson. Jordan Eberle walked away with the Lady Byng. Calder went to Casey Middlestat. Conn Smythe, Jake Allen. Vezina, Jake Allen. Mike Smith got the William N. Jennings. Bill Masterton to Justin Falk. Frank J. Selke. Mario Lemieux, the best defensive forward in the league this year, so that's awesome to see. And Ovi walked away with the Ted Lindsay Award. So Mario Lemieux got the Frank J. Selke Award, so he was just as good defensively as he was offensively. So that'll pretty much do it for this video, guys. Mario Lemieux definitely had a much better success with the Pittsburgh Penguins than Wayne Gretzky had with the Edmonton Oilers. So I would like you guys to comment down below what legend you guys would like to see next, or I might have something planned for you guys in the very near future. It's going to take a while, but we're definitely going to be involving Legends in franchise mode in some fashion, and let's just say there's going to be a lot of them. You guys will definitely want to subscribe to the channel to stay tuned for something like that. It's going to be pretty hectic and pretty huge, to say the least. It's going to take a lot of time though, so don't expect it tomorrow. Expect it a good bit down the line. So thank you guys for watching. Like I said, if you guys want to see another one of these, comment which legend and which team we should do next. So thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe as always. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.